All right, boys, welcome. Today is February the 9th, Monday. We had a no news Monday today with CPI week later this week. We caught longs up to this 4 hour fair value gap. I'm showing executions to show where we got in and where we got out. And I'm going to go over why I took this trade. What did I see? Remember that this was filmed live on TikTok. So follow my TikTok. I will be going live every single day. No matter win or lose, we will be going live and doing a trade recap. Now, this move was for about 100 ticks with my full TPs being at this 4 hour fair value gap. I did end up taking profit a little bit early just because I did have a doctor's appointment that I had to go to. But yeah, let me get into the explanation. Hop on over to TradingView really quickly and we can start looking at how the trade was forming up and what was my narrative. Um, Coming into market open, we had this new week opening gap that we traded into yesterday night. As you can see here, as soon as market opened up on Sunday at Asia session, we started consolidating down into this with pre-market having a nice inversion of this 30-minute and more than likely the first initial 1 hour flipping bias for short term, but we still could not get out of this higher high, lower high, and no higher high yet. So when I initially came into the market, I was actually very bearish. I wanted to see us fill some sort of price here, at least come down to equilibrium. So I was playing very, very patient. It's also a no news Monday, but on top of that, yesterday night I was actually playing to this fair value gap. During Asia session, I really wanted us to touch this fair value gap before moving down, but during Asia session, as you can see here, I took a full loss, which is why when I took a full loss here and then got 1R here, we're actually break even on the day. So if we carry on here, we have market open here and we instantly had a displacement and manipulation candle. I vividly remember on NQ, this was an SMT. This was an SMT, but I was still bearish for the day because I really wanted to see us move into these discounts and start taking out all these ranges. There's a bunch of liquidity just lying here, even though some of these might be protected lows. I really wanted to see us, more importantly, I wanted to see price reach into a discount before moving and creating a newer high. Now, if we're going tick by tick on the 1 minutes, we had this giant displacement to the upside, and we start retesting these fair value gaps. So if I clear this up for you really quickly, remember that we have an SMT right here. ES did not sweep this low while NQ did. Now we've had a displacement 5-minute candle inversing all of these gaps, including a 15-minute, two 15 minutes with one candle. So while I was on live, I recognized this and I still wanted to see lows. It doesn't look like we're gonna come any lower. Instead, I would like to play to this first presented 15-minute, which we could label really quickly. First presented 15-minute FVG and the most recent high. So high of day, which was also, I believe, London high. Sorry guys, I wouldn't. So after I went a little bit too far. My bad. You know, sorry, I'm not perfect, but yeah. After respecting this 5-minute, I was waiting for an inversion. And if we look at the 2-minute here, we have this giant fair value gap that was just waiting to be inversed. I was originally going to get in straight off of the inverse. I remember that the next candle goes up pretty high. So I didn't like this fill. I wanted to originally wait a little bit more to see if we get a retest, which we do end up doing, but I didn't want to miss the move. So I actually ended up getting in about here, like halfway through this candle, I believe. Price did come back and retest the original entry point, and then price immediately started shooting up. At about this point, I was going to move my stops up to break even. So move my stops up to break even. But I did notice that on the 5-minute, we had a 5-minute FVG that might have wanted to get retested. So I actually didn't move completely up to break even and instead put it to this protected low. And then when price came back and retested, it almost touched that break even. Thank God I wasn't actually out break even there. And once we created the new high is when I actually went break even. Now I did have to leave for my doctor's appointment at 9:45. So we actually got very much edged. We didn't hit TP yet. We started to consolidate a little bit, and right about here, once this candle came down is when I took my initial TP, and shortly after it actually ran to my first TP. My main draw was the tap of this first presented 15-minute, which we got a couple minutes later. But yeah, as you guys can see here, my live executions are there. Like I said, I'm fully transparent here, boys. I did take a trade in Asia session. I was predicting this I was predicting for this first presented fair value gap to get tapped during Asia session, and unfortunately didn't. Instead, we came down and then tapped it during PM session. And now if we look at price, we're starting to consolidate in this 15-minute. Buyers and sellers are starting to agree in a price and are going to shortly decide whether we want to go up or we want to maybe come down and fill the rest of this price ranges. That's about it for now. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Remember I will be going live on TikTok every single day, win or lose, until we have enough payouts to prove to y'all that I am profitable. Other than that, make sure you follow my Instagram at Ronaldo Trades with 2 S's. Subscribe to the YouTube. I will be trying to post as much as possible. We have a big week coming up with a bunch of red folder news. So see you guys tomorrow. Peace out.